Hello, everybody. Hello. This is Paul, and here's... Yes, so faithful. Thank you so much. Hi. Well, a lot of you have been waiting for this for a long time. This is, at long last, the King's Quest that we were promised for... Oh, how many years now? It's changed hands so many times. It was going to be Telltale, and then someone else, and then now Sierra's back, and the Odd Gentlemen have their hands on the King's Quest franchise, and there's going to be episodes, and I'm very happy. Now, I just wanted to... I've already played a little bit of this game and kind of checked out the first chapter, kind of got used to the mechanics a little bit, kind of got my thoughts together on everything. And I know you guys are curious about my thoughts on this just as much as I'm curious about your thoughts on this. So I want to hear what you guys think, please, because I know there's a lot of die-hard King's Quest fans out there. It looks like every chapter, there's young Graham, and then there's newly minted King Graham back there. And that's sort of the middle-aged King Graham that we all know and love, sort of the King's Quest V era, so I'm really excited about that chapter. I think that's going to have some stories in it that we're going to see a little bit more familiarity. And 4, he's a little bit older, and then 5 looks like it's almost leading up to what amounts to be present day in here. Now, what I love about what's going on here, there's a few things to love and there's a few things not to love, but what I do love is the art direction. This game is so pretty. A lot of care has been taken into the background models, and it's not just painted backgrounds. It looks like it's a painted background, but everything, it's so nice. The one thing I dislike though right now are I don't even call them tank controls, but you control with WASD. I'm sure you control with a joystick as well if I could be arsed to plug it in. But all the movements are camera relative. So right moves right, up and down, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It took me some getting used to, but I kind of like it. And this is just the introductory chapter, which is kind of a tutorial mission, I believe. And it's going over some events that happened in King's Quest 1. You might recognize this well here as to where the magic mirror was stowed. It was hidden by the dragon, which we will also meet.
I have not been back there in years, but it was the last place left to look.
And the story is also kind of told organically, because this is a flashback. You are an old King Graham telling your granddaughter Gwendolyn all of your past adventures, and it's a great way to not only revisit things you've already seen in previous games, but also brand new stuff that we never, that happened off screen or before he became a knight and before he became king, even though we kind of saw that in King's Quest 1. But it's a great dynamic, which means that the game has its own built-in fail-safes as a story device, which means that if you screw up, it's just like Prince of Persia, where it's like, oh, no, I'm just not remembering this right.
It was not exactly as I remembered it, but it wasn't all that different either.
So that means if you die, that's just like, oh, no, I was just taking liberties with the story. Oh, I was just making sure you're paying attention.
2 odd contraptions guarded the lost treasure. I would have to turn one and see what happened.
Now, with the simplistic gameplay also comes the simplistic puzzles, but what I love about it is, I'm going to choose this one because this is actually the correct one. I'll show you some deaths in a next episode. I'm looking forward to that one because there are actually quite a few deaths. But the game is, by definition, a family-friendly game, which means this game can be played by adults, children. Adults with children is probably preferred, and I don't know, as a new parent, I'm actually really excited to try playing this with my son.
Buckets, barrels, butter churns, and beds were jammed into every nook and cranny of that cave. It all seems so familiar. It's Christopher Lloyd doing his Richard Nixon impression, and I love it. Christopher Lloyd is one of my favorite people in the world. Any role he plays is glorious, except for Judge Doom and Roger Rabbit. That role scares the crap out of me.
Wait. Hold on, Grandpa. I don't remember this part of the story. Beds hanging from stalactites?
We'll get there, Gwendolyn. Don't worry. No detail in this story will be overlooked. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. As I treaded through the river of rumbling trundles, I feared I knew the source of that deafening wind.
Now, this also kind of
brings to bear, how much of the story is true and how much of it is he embellishing for his granddaughter. I love it.
Nestled beneath a slumbering pile of teeth and claws was...
Fabled mirror.
Oh, so you remember this part of the story.
Well, dragons are my favorite.
You want to tell this part?
Yes. King Edward sent me, the greatest knight in all of Daventry, on a quest to return his stolen mirror. A gigantic, hulking beast of a dragon was the last thing in my way to... My way to add a shinier hat to my collection.
Silly King Graham, you can't wear a mirror. I'll come back to that little section over there, but it's just a quick introduction into the basic puzzle elements.
So, the missing handle was booby-trapped? What did you do?
Well, I used my cleverness to outsmart the trap. Then I used my cleverness to hide.
You guys hear that one? The little chime? I love it. I also like how they dealt with the inventory, how you can just basically put anything in your pocket and it's fine. Your cloak or cape appears to be magical in some regards, so you just kind of swoop your cape and it disappears into this sort of nega region somewhere in your pants. So there it is. There's a gigantic piece of wood in your pants.
Luckily, that half-blinded beast never noticed me in bed.
What did you use to fix the broken switch?
Alright, so now we can check out the inventory system. Even though we haven't looked at the broken switch yet, it still lets you, which is nice. It doesn't hold your... Well, it does hold your hand quite a bit. Now, question. How did that bell ringing wake him up out of a sound slumber, and this gigantic bridge falling and boulders falling from the ceiling not wake him up?
The dragon's chains were coiled around a gigantic switch mounted to the cave wall. This cave seemed to be filled with failed adventures.
I just love how King Graham also acts as the narrator and is also Christopher Lloyd. That's like a 3 times winning. So this is the dragon that guarded the mirror in King's Quest 1, which kind of adds a little bit of lore to it, I suppose. And we're like, oh, well, the dragon was actually like a captive. He was chained up and the mirror was his only friend. Which kind of explains all this sleep imagery here. But how much of this is real is the question. And that's really weird. Who set him up like that? Who owns this dragon? Who put all these beds here? Who spent all the time chaining them to the ceiling? I don't know. And honestly, as much as I love the lore, I don't care. So it's a great way to kind of organically introduce you to the elements of the game. So there's basic puzzle elements, there is danger, there's traps, and in a way, stealth. And again, the boulders didn't wake him up, but that does. Don't mind. Oh, poor dragon. He's got an arrow in his eye. Now, I guess also depending on the lore, because in King's Quest 1, you can either kill the dragon or you can douse its flames. And I'm imagining this is exactly the same dragon. Who is in charge of this dragon? And how did he capture it? That's what I want to know. And there is a choice system also implemented in this game, kind of a Mass Effect choice style, where apparently the choices you make will be reflected in later chapters, perhaps? Now, you can walk directly into the dragon's mouth, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take the latter because it's safer. Even though the magic mirror is technically right there behind him and I might be able to sneak by him, I just do not trust my abilities to do so.
Whoever designed this trap thought they were pretty clever, but I would probably find a way to hit that unreachable switch.
Just as I remember. Just cutesy little puzzles, cutesy little characters. Everything is just so happy and wonderful. I love it. I just love it. And you get a bow. Where you got the arrow from, I don't know, but there you go. The game also extremely forgiving with its aiming. I think the first time I tried this, I aimed like a good 3 feet to the left, but I guess the wind pushed it back to where it needs to be, which is good, because at the end of this one, I think you have to shoot some ropes. Okay, so here we have a nifty little feeding machine, which is really clever. I don't want to know where those steaks come from, but they look absolutely delicious. I want one. Let's see. So we got a switch that controls it, and we got the dinner bell that wakes him up to his food, and that's why it wakes him up, because it's not only it's a bell, but blah, blah. So let's give this a try.
A ridiculous feeding contraption was cobbled together to keep the beast and probably its owner alive.
All right, so on goes the meat, and down it goes. So it lands in either two positions. There, which is not what we want, because we want to distract the dragon and lead him over there, so the mirror becomes available to us. So let's bring this back. Here we go. Let's not ring the dinner bell just yet. Up we go. Up comes the meat. Excuse me. Thank you. Respect for the dead. It is interesting that this entire cave is filled with failed attempts to get the mirror. But apparently whoever owns the dragon could get it as much as they want. Or, maybe whoever imprisoned the dragon stole the mirror and basically keeps the dragon down here with the sole purpose of defending it and keeping it out of people. But what's the point? If he doesn't use it, why would he just keep it from other people? Well, oh, no. I was too busy waxing about the mirror. Son of a bitch. Okay. I thought he was heading back, but I think I may have broken the game doing that. Okay, whatever. Mirror's mine. So this is one of the magical 3 treasures of Daventry. There is the magic mirror. Oh, which already has mountings on the back of it. That's very handy to have that built in. The other one was the infinite treasure chest full of gold. And the other one is a pissed off dragon, apparently. Whoops. Hi. And into my cape it goes. And up. Think fast. Thank you. Good. Okay. And the other one, whoops, okay, can't talk now, can't talk, running across a bridge of mattresses, which exists for some reason. Okay, gotta go. Whoop, oh, okay, that's automatic, thank God for that. Yep. Okay, a lot of different mechanics, and you don't steer this, which kind of threw me off. Oh, and here's the rope shooting I was talking about. Let's aim a little bit off to the side. Yeah, see, it loves it loves you. I mean, within reason, as long as you're around it, it's fine. Which makes it extremely unfrustrating, which is a great design choice. Well done, guys. And it also gives me very much of a Dragon's Lair kind of feel with the hit this direction to do this, hit direction to do that. So it's almost like watching an interactive cartoon. Not even interactive, but just watching a cartoon that you can direct. I guess in that way that's also interactive. I take it back. The music is also wonderful. Just... it knows when to get quiet and chill and kind of show off the environment. A lot of work and love went into this game, so it's good to see them actually allowing themselves to showcase it and have a little bit of pride in it. And Pip move in 3, 2, 1. There it is. Oh. Hey! Hi there, sir. Yes, sir. Oh! I'm calling you Mossy Chin from now on. Mossy Chin the Dragon. It's interesting to get a kind of a look into Graham's mindset, even with the events of King's Quest 1. Just kind of what he was thinking, what happened behind the scenes. I don't know. I for one, super appreciate that. And it's good for newcomers as well, to kind of get a feel for who this guy is. Oh, hi! Oh, hi!
In a split second, I had 3 choices in front of me. Any would clear my path to safety, and all would have rippling consequences.
Okay, so you can either hit that switch and set him free, you can hit him in the other eye, which would be terrible, or you can ring this bell to distract him, which is what we will do, because I don't have the heart to do either of the other ones. I can't bring myself to shoot him in the eye. This is not the King Graham way. It's not the King Swayze way. Hearts and minds. Kindness in all you do. Altruistic to a fault. That's our King Graham.
Everyone knows that part. Now, can we get back to that dragon?
Gwendolyn, there is so much more to my stories than dragons. I hope this old cap will be remembered for far more than the action tattered across its brim, sewn into the seams of many hidden adventures.
It's so good to have King's Quest back, and in such a way that's brand new to all of us. A little bit of fan service, a little bit of new stuff. It's excellent. So let's call it a part for there. I'll see you in the next King's Quest video. And as always, good night, jelly beans. Good night.